Hello there, and in this video we are going to be looking at constant rates of change. Well, that was misinterpreted. I meant constant rates of change like slope. Let's try an example. So here we have the y-axis and the x-axis and then the line going through it. Here we have a vertical XY graph and a horizontal XY graph. All three of these can use the same rule, and it is this: the change in y over the change in x. And that simply just means y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So if you want to look really smart, that triangle right there is a Greek symbol that is called delta, and that means change. So we know that this is our y-axis, the vertical one. So how many times from where this point is to where this point is did we change vertically? Well, we went up 2 places, so it's 2 over. How many did we go left to right for the x-axis? What's the change in the x? 1. 2 over 1, which is 2. So the slope here, or the constant rate of change, is 2. Now, if you remember rise over run, you can also do it for graphs. To get from this point to this point, you rise 2 spaces, run 1, 2 over 1, same exact thing. Now let's try it for this XY table. I always like to pick the easiest numbers to work with, and 1, those are not negatives, and 2, it should involve 0 if it can. So I'm gonna use these numbers right here, where this will be my x1, x2, y1, y2, and then just plug them in. y1 minus y2, so 1 minus 3. You know what? That'll give me a negative. So let's actually go the other way. As long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter, you'll get the same answer. I'm gonna go, this will be my new y1 and this will be y2, x1, x2. If I plug in my y1 here, that's 3 minus 1, that gives me 2. Here I have x1, which is 1, and then x2, which is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. So again, this slope, or constant rate of change, is also 2. Now let's take a look at this last graph here. You basically just have to choose any 2 points. So I'm gonna choose 0 and positive 1, because those are a little easier to work with. So we'll do these and label them y1, y2, x1, x2. Just remember to stay consistent with your labeling, and that's the most important thing here. y1, which is 0, minus y2, which is 1, all over -5 minus -6. Remember, for a negative and a negative, those cancel and becomes positive, because the opposite of subtracting is adding. Adding here. So we get 0 plus -1, which is the same as 0 minus 1, and you get -1. -5 plus 6, we're left with a positive 1. So this simplifies to just be -1. So our slope here is -1. So there are your 3 graphs and the ways to find your constant rate of change. Just remember, delta y, delta x, your change in y over your change in x, and you'll be fine. Good luck.